Do, 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 do. I'm not struggling with technology. You're struggling with technology. uh, don't we love the experience of hoping Seven figures out how to do technology? Oh, goodness gravy. Hooey. Hi, Dimitri. I'm figuring out how to be a good technology user. It actually was a lot easier than it needed to be, or than I don't know what I'm trying to say. As you might be able to tell, I had to put the streaming overlay together last second because I didn't have things working right. But it does exist. I see things I can fix in it right now. I'm like, goodness gracious. Oh, wonderful. Well, Dimitri, it's lovely to have you. Do you prefer Dimitri? I'm going to assume as much. Let's see. What other things can I slap on here? Well, that's wonderful. I think it's a wonderful name, too. Big fan of Dimitri. Well, I am seeing if I can make the stream overlay look even better as we go. So I'm sure that won't break anything, as or it will, and that'll be okay. You know, sometimes we like to break things, and by like to, I mean I have no other choice because I'm so silly. Well, I hope everyone's having a great day, and that people are experiencing lovely things. I know that there's a lot of unlovely things happening in the world to experience, but you know, sometimes there are good things that happen. Let's see. I love the concept of making a stream overlay. I would have loved it even more if I had made it before we were streaming. But that's okay. A tornado outbreak, geez. You know, I will say that now that I live in Denver, I think about tornadoes a lot less than when I lived in Iowa, which is funny. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a lot of natural disasters I am afraid of at this point, which is maybe a cool thing. Hello, Liz. How are you doing? Well, I'm hoping that you're all safe, Dimitri, and that nothing bad has happened. It auto updated when I replaced the file. Oh, I didn't know it referenced the file at all times. I thought it uploaded it. That's awesome. So I could easily fix this at any point. Oh, that's so cool. Making stream overlays is fun and easy. I could do this kind of stuff in my sleep, I've decided. Whew. So let's see. Oh, I don't even really have to look anywhere, do I just have the window right here. You can't see my mouse, but that's okay. Yeah. Historic. The Road Eternal. Someone needs to turn down my sound because I'm listening to myself and I'm not even sure where. I've got too many tabs open. Ah, there. That makes sense. I don't need that open. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it turns out that stream overlays, at least to the extent of what I just made, very easy. Last time, what was the last one? It wasn't the launch stream for this because I wasn't in this room for the launch stream. It must have been, yeah, it was the ending stream for the pins, and I had a hell of a time getting OBS to work right for streaming. I could not go live. I could not figure out why, and it's because I had other people who had used my YouTube to go live, and it was like defaulting to their sessions or something. It was really confusing. But it turns out it was actually not that hard. So while I'm late, I am here now. Luckily, I made it on, gosh, probably had 20 minutes left. But hey, you know, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? It looks like we have 61 out of 61 projects funded. But I swear, hold on. I know I just ruined the whole window right there. Give me a hot second. Huh. Look at all these things that are here. Did Anime Bingo? Anime Bingo funded. Okay. Go back to the actual page with my information. Did I get your water critter list? Liz, hold on. Yeah, didn't I? Liz, I swear I did. Hold on. Where am I trying to find things? Liz, if you could just ping me again in that chat, because I think you did send it, and I did actually see it. Mostly, I had been thinking about what I would include if I can't scroll on that page, or I take that element away from us. Hold on. Does that work? Yeah, as long as it has a clear sight line. Gotcha. One of these days, I'll learn how some of the capture windows work. So what I was originally thinking about, Liz, was with our stretch goals, a couple of them were introducing new character classes, and I was like, oh, it'd be really fun to like plug in some water folk in there. Um, but we didn't reach those goals, so that's not a right now thing, but it is something that I'm super interested in doing for a small expansion for historic. Something I found with Zoetrope and what we possess is like sometimes people care about expansions, but usually only when they're making the initial purchase. If they buy just the base game, they're unlikely to go out of their way to get an expansion later. Because for a lot of people, you know, you buy a game, you don't ever end up actually playing it, which is fair. um, but yeah, just thinking about that, I'm like, I think it's still worth doing one expansion for each of my small games because sometimes people are really into that, and it lets me do something fun. So yeah, I'd still love to see your water critter list again because I think that for the new classes, it'd be fun if they were aquatic animals. because that's really cute. If nothing else, it's super adorable. And I love adorable. One of my favorite things. Um, I'm really biased because I love platypus. Platypodes, platypuses. I love platypus so much that I maybe I'll make one of them a platypus. I don't think it necessarily makes a ton of sense, but I love platypus. Just a perfect little guy. Ugh, got such cute little faces. I'm gonna get myself just thinking about a platypus. Oh, goodness gravy. I don't think there's an easy way for me to see how many people are actually here on this stream. It's telling me that there's like 5 view. Oop, just clicked something I shouldn't have. Yeah, there's like 5 viewers right now. But last time it said that also on the launch party page, it said that there was like 200 people. And I was like, okay, well, YouTube's only tracking who's watching it on YouTube, but they're probably not collecting who's on the actual backer kit page. That's what it seemed to be last time. So I have no idea how many people are here, but if you're here, please say hi in the chat so I know that you're here. It's lovely to see you. I love sea hares. Dimitri, what is a sea hare? Do I need to know about this? I can find out about this. Hold on. I'm a smart person with a computer. Wait, sea hare. Oh no, he's a gastropod. Wait. He's super cute. Hold the phone. Give the phone to me. If I hit plus and a new display capture, small friends, I'm calling it. Capture method. Oh, I didn't actually want it like that. It's a window capture. I totally know how this works. That's not how any words work. Oh no. Don't worry, everyone. This is normal. This is what streams are supposed to look like. Look at these sea hares. I assume you can see these. I really wish that I was more immediately aware of how things work. Yeah, gosh, what good little friends. You see these? These are so cute. Yeah, you have incredible taste. You think I need more open tabs? This is just one window. I have more open tabs, my friend. Um, you don't even know. This is my work one. So this window has my Gmail, my project documents, all of my different Gmails. It also has BackerKit tabs open for every single project that I have going on. One to the campaign page and one also to either the teaser page or the back end like campaign page builder. It's a lot. It's a lot. I was trying to zoom, but I don't think I'm smart enough to do this. After just talking about how I'm incredible and super smart, I am not as smart as that. Yeah, well, anyways, they were super cute. We love those. Boop. I mean, obviously, I did something earlier to make this window smaller. But I don't remember how I did it. I'm not that smart, my friends. But at least I'm really precious. Huh. Hello, Bree. How are you doing? Are we ready for the end of this project? Streaming struggles are why I game in meat space. Big relatable. Hugely my preference. I have a game that I'm in that we have been in for I think going on like 4 years. Um, and we've traded systems a couple of times. It might have even been 5 years at this point. We play online pretty much every other week, and it's been really great. But recently we started a game in person in our living room with some friends. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good to be in person. Like you can play games online with friends, and if especially if it's a group that you're really good friends with and stuff, like it's super great and it still super works. But gosh, it can be even better in the real world almost every time. I have no idea what to expect for this project. I don't really expect this one to go super late on the stream, so I'm ready for it to end as it ends. That'll be okay. But hopefully we get a few new backers here at the very end who can just clip us along softly, right? That's all we ever want. It's just people to show up at the very end and make me stay for as long as they can. Will we get a new backer to start a backer train? Okay. I know. No, what did I just. I'm not the smartest person I've ever met, but I am the cutest, right? I've got that going. Oh no. I promise I'm super duper smart. Uh, how has your day been? How's my fur baby? You know, my day has honestly been like a doom spiral day. The new tariffs have definitely like put a lot of questions on a lot of people's mind in this industry in particular, especially for crowdfunding people. Um, where we've already like charged a set amount of money to make something, but now the manufacturing costs are going up by 50%. You know, if we're getting our things made in China, and almost all of us are. So uh, there's been an exceptional amount of panic among like industry Discord conversations and social media and stuff. Just panic. Like, what will we do? How will we cover this cost? I can't pay that. And then everyone's like, what do we do? And it's like, I think I'll just twiddle my thumbs and wait. And surely this will get walked back to some degree. So my day has been weird. I was trying to get work done, but I feel like I spent the entire day just theorizing what I can do around the new tariffs. So my day's been weird for sure. My fur baby's doing great, even though Tom Bombadil, Tombus, Bombadilius, come here. I don't know where my fur baby is. I don't know what he's up to. He decided to be independent today. Normally, he is sitting right here on my desk, just out of camera. But right now, all that's there is a cookie that I have not finished eating. So I don't know how my kitty's doing. This morning, he was very cuddly. I got to crush him with all of my body weight, and he was just a sweet, precious boy. He tried to lick my beard a lot, which is the worst because he has stinky breath. But with any luck, we'll be graced with a Tom Bombadil any minute now. Tom, Tom, I need you here. Tom, you have to save the stream. No one wants to know what I'm up to. Everyone wants to know if you're cute. Tom, Tom. If I go in my room later and he's sitting in the bed just like staring at the door because he's been listening to me but he's not coming, I'm gonna have to kick his butt. I used to think I could make him come if I called almost any time. It seemed pretty easy, but whew. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We only have 3 minutes left. This is so bizarre. I think this is the first campaign I've run where I've done like live streams where we won't have a backer train and will actually end when it ends. That's so wild. It's kind of fun. Like, think about it. I get to be free to live my life instead of being entrapped by wonderful, loving, cruel backers who want to keep me for 100 years. But this is weird. I'm not used to this. But that's okay. I'll take it. Um, I think we should check how A Land of Magic is doing. Oh, look at them. I'm so proud of them. They have run such a great project. So, this is not my project, to be clear. The thing in the corner here is actually my partner project. They have an incredible backer train going. They're going to go to 19,000. They're doing amazing, and I'm so happy for them. Like legitimately, they've run an incredible campaign. They've been on top of it with their updates. They have been all over the place. They've had interviews. Um, I didn't do any interviews. That's what I'm missing. I need to be on podcasts talking about my games. Hello. How you doing, Ashes and Ink? Yeah, no, Historic's gonna still be amazing. I'm very, very excited about it. That just means you should do some regular streams so we're fed with your presence. I've considered so many times doing like a live work stream where I'm just like here while I'm working and chatting about what I'm doing. But the thing is that I see people's real names, home addresses, personal emails so often that I get so nervous that I would just start saying them out loud. Because when I'm alone, I'll just start reading. BH Compy. Never seen my other games. Oh, well, thanks for being here. How long does a game of New Avernus go with multiple players? New Avernus, we have said, myself and the co-designer, that it's roughly like 30 minutes per player. It's a really good estimate. It's about 30 minutes per player to play a game of New Avernus. I have had 4-player games go faster than 2 hours, but I would say that especially for like first times, 2 hours is a pretty good window for a game of New Avernus. The great thing is it's locked to like a limited number of turns that is anywhere from like 7 to 9. So New Avernus, just by the way it was built, cannot last forever, which I think is great. Hey, look at that. We're done and done. Easy peasy. I kind of love that. Sometimes you just get to be done with a project right when it's supposed to end. So hold on, let me refresh the page. There we go. Project ended. We love that. Now that my project is ended, if I put it this way and it says more blueberries, will people know this isn't my funding and they won't join the stream being like, wow, you're at 20K? How'd you do that? Oh, hello, Tom. I didn't even know you were there. Hey, Tom. Okay, yeah. Ignore my cookie. You can't have a cookie. Tom. Everyone, it's Tom Bombadil, the sweet baby man, who is finally here after ignoring my calls. Yeah, I saw you put me straight to voicemail, Tom. That wasn't very nice. Oh, my precious baby boy. Oh my goodness. Ah. What can I do for you? Huh? Okay, now that he's actually out of the way of the camera and I can see the camera again, uh, I can see my streams. Hi, do you want to sit over here? Yeah, why don't you sit right there? Huh? What do you think? He's like, I will not sit here. This is a terrible place to sit, Dad. There's all kinds of pins under my butt. Yeah, but you'd be on camera. And if you were on camera, that'd be great. And then everyone would love you and say, we love you so much, Tom Bombadil. Oh, yeah. Are you the boy? Are you the sweet, handsome boy? He's going to sit on the pins even though they're uncomfortable. He's a champion among cats. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello. How are you? You having a good day? He said he's having a great day. Oh my gosh. Trying to move stuff around so that maybe he could sit right where my keyboard usually goes. Tom, you want to come over here where it's more comfy? He's like, no, I've got my spot. I'm good. Tom, sweetheart, come to the camera. Be my horse and pony show here, bud. Come here. Yeah. Come here and then sit. Are you gonna... You're making this complicated, bud. I'm trying to show you off to the internet. And you're being difficult. Oh, I'm just dropping stuff. Whew. I can't wait to add Historic to my library. Oh, thanks. It seems wrong for your streams to be this short. No one said I'm going anywhere. I can just hang out. But I could leave if I wanted to. Tom Bombadil is a sweet boy. You are 10. I have your adoption paperwork right here. It says your birthday is 7/20/2015. Okay, he's 9, but he will be 10 this year. Tom, I thought you were already 10. Don't put your butthole on stream. People don't like that. This isn't that kind of stream, buddy. Can you turn just a little bit? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're the best. This is what we have cats for. Even when the day is so stressful and there's all kinds of tariffs and politics, you can be reminded that your cat doesn't know what that is. He's unaware. He's never even heard of a tariff. He's not sure what that is. He's not even sure what a politic is. He's like, Donald Trump, I don't know what that means. I don't know what English is. Oh, you can scritch me? Great. Like, Mr. Bombadil, how do you feel about the fancy art? He says, I'm not sure. I like fancy art if it has strings that I can eat and then choke on. Oh my gosh. You're such a little guy. Can you tell that I spoil him and love him and give him infinite cuddles and scritches? He sleeps tucked in with me. That's not true. He will not get under a blanket. But you do sleep right next to me. Tom Bombadil. Important questions. The viewers need to know. How come every time I touch you, more fur comes off? Have you ever considered grooming yourself? This is a cat who has never had a hairball. He's never thrown up. Ever since I've had him. It's been over 3 years. Gotta give him infinite chest scratches. Yeah. Hey, handsome. I guess I should actually be on the camera proper. There we go. Oh, well. It looks like A Land Once Magic will be going for a little while. I'm not sure how long their backer train will get up to. I am noticing they aren't doing any kind of live stream for their end. I should have suggested we just all get on one together. Oh yeah, Tom is very spoiled. He knows all about this. Don't you, sweetheart? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's just rumbling. I know you can't hear it, but he's just purring and purring. He's having a great time. He's right where he would like to be. Which is obvious because he didn't come when I called. He just showed up on his own later when he was bored. Normally, he spends about half the day curled up on my desk while I work. And if I had two webcams, I would have a Tom Bombadil cam at all times. You guys could see him. Am I happy with how the game is shaping up? Yeah. I think that just before launch, Tom just got so much fur on the bag of my cookie. It's gross. Sorry. Um, Historic. Just before launch, I made a bold decision to remove dice from the game. Originally, there were unique dice that were in the game. Players had 3d7 and 1d13, which is those are not normal dice. And I legitimately had like this whole thing planned out, but I was like, ultimately, the game doesn't gain a ton from having a randomizing factor, and getting custom like 7-sided and 13-sided dice for the game was gonna be almost half the game's cost. I had the heartbreaking decision to remove the dice to lower the cost of production of the game by half, and I went with it. So just before we launched, I nixed dice. I was like, you know what? Zoetrope doesn't have randomness in it, and it doesn't need it. That's not what makes the game delightful. What makes the Zoetrope a delightful game is the way that people interact with the tools they're given to do creative problem solving. And Historic is a little bit different because it does like things do set amount of damage. You have like an HP tracker and stuff, and that's stuff you do have in Zoetrope, but it's not much of a focus. So for Historic, I have pared it down to being a little more straightforward than it was going to be. It was going to have a little bit more of a mechanical crunch, where you were going to like get involved with like dice rolls and hitting certain windows to make abilities and stuff happen. The art for the game has not been worked on since the stuff that you already see on the campaign page. That was all stuff that I pre-funded for the campaign, and then otherwise it was like, we're just gonna wait until the money comes in so that I can pay a partial lump sum up front and then the rest at the end for the remainder of the game work. So Salty Water has not actually been doing any art during the life of this campaign for the game itself. Now that we're done and we're gonna receive the money, which is $13,540, we will begin like portioning that out for Salty Water to get the rest of the game work done art wise. And yeah, the dice mechanic was really cool, Bree. Actually, the dice mechanic, I'm gonna be honest, super cool. However, for a small box game like Historic, my original idea with Historic, I mean, like years ago, was to do like a book. It was going to be like a TTRPG in a book kind of thing. It wasn't going to be a box game that's pick up and play like this. So when I made the dice mechanic originally, it was for more of a like character sheet and dice kind of game. Since that's not what this is anyways, I don't know if it would have really fit as much. However, it was already a system that I had designed, so it's sticking around. It's just going to be used somewhere else. I'm not sure where, though. Not just yet. Tom, what are you playing with, and is it safe? Whenever my cat gets a hold of something, you start to wonder, is that something you can play with, or will you die choking on it? Please live. I love you, you stupid little animal. But yeah, otherwise, Historic is going to be really strangely unique to me because it is very like my game Zoetrope. I'm realizing that there are plenty of people who probably don't know anything about Zoetrope. Zoetrope is a card run role playing game that's made for one shots. It's a zany time travel game, and like players get a hand of cards that are like actions, time travel abilities, gear, and weapons. And then they're presented with a general problem by the story leader. And then players play their cards in chronological order on the timeline. Um, and long story short, anything that they play, any card they play succeeds, but then the story leader, the person running the game, gets to like complicate the success and be like, yeah, that worked, but now they're doing this. How will you deal with that? And so Zoetrope was like a uh, almost improv game. It was like it's not dead. I don't know. I'm saying like it's gone. But Zoetrope was made to be a game where you just like make up a lot of the things that you're doing, and it's really fun and silly and zany. Historic is different because it's a grimdark dungeon delve, right? But so much of it is still based on the same formula. You have cards that let you do actions and abilities. You'll be faced with unique problems at different levels in the dungeon, and your unique problem solving for how you go about dealing with the problems you're presented with will come through the cards and your imagination. But historic also has a little more of a granularity to it mechanically because you have attacks that do set amount of damage. You have different kinds of health. You'll have things that can help you regenerate your like mental health or your soul's health, and these are things that wouldn't make any sense to track in Zoetrope as much, but in historic they'll be pretty important. So historic is kind of this fun in between of a like full pen and paper and dice role playing game and the Zoetrope style. So there's always the chance that I just change the numbers from certain numbers to dice ranges and just include basic dice in the game again. It's not very expensive. It was just the 7-sided dice and the 13-sided dice that were gonna kill me. So yeah, historic is looking like it's going to be really really unique and fun. I will say that with the current economic situation and politics and tariffs and stuff, I won't feel too bad if I delay historic longer than intended to get some more time in to maybe re-include some things that I wasn't going to because I was trying to make sure the game wasn't putting too much on its plate. Kimber, no commemorative mug. Ha ha ha. No, I have not done a commemorative mug for anything but the Misery Tarot. And actually, Kimber, I'd love you to know this. I finished the design on the commemorative mug. Or did you already see it? I feel like I might have shared it in the Discord because I get ahead of myself. Yeah. Yeah, historic. I think is probably better as a dice-free game. But I think that in the near future, it'd be fun to do a box game like this that does include dice. And my worry is I'm not sure what kind of it would be. Oh, you saw the mug? Yeah. I don't know what Tom is doing, but he's in some kind of corner over there. You can see him. I think he's chewing on a box. The problem with my office is it is not large enough. So I always end up with stuff on the floor everywhere, and there's nothing to do about it. There's not enough shelves to put things in place. And I have a storage unit. Like, this is not even stuff that needs to go to the storage unit. It just needs another shelf to go on, and there's nowhere to put another shelf. Ah. Alanwin's Magic's doing great. I am so happy for them. Their biggest stretch goal was at 15,000, and they're not going to reach 20K. They're going to be somewhat close, but they were close to 20K, and I think that's incredible for them. I don't know if they've done a project that's gone that big. Is that true? Am I making something up? Hold on. More blueberries. Current project, created projects. Okay, yeah, they did the time we have, which did 22,000. Good for them. They're so wonderful. Tom is doing genius things. That's the mastermind of this company should be. If Tom Bombadil is the mastermind of this company, that big orange butt right there. Look at that big butt. Tom, we're staring at your big butt on camera. He has no opinion. Also, I have a Stitch right here who's been in camera this whole time and I hadn't thought about it. Disney, don't take me down. It's not my fault. There's a really dumb story behind this. I was at some kind of Disney store with my nephew years and years ago. I mean, he was like 6, I want to say, and he's 16 now. We're talking about a decade ago. And at this like Disney store, I saw this and I was like, I love Stitch. He's just a really great design little guy. And I bought this, and my nephew thought it was for him. And then we like went back to the hotel and I put it in my suitcase and he was like, "Oh." And you know what? My nephew still likes me. So that's okay. Hello there, Total War. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. My cat's butt was just in the way of the chat and I missed all this. Archduke Richard got into Total War Warhammer 3 and got into a massive Skaven fixation. Found your artwork there and then historic. Thank you. Yeah, Salty Water does the art for this game. I am not the artist, full disclosure. I am the designer and publisher behind the game. But yeah, I follow Salty Water for the Skaven artwork as well. I love Skaven. Skaven are fantastic. For anyone who's not familiar, in the Warhammer fantasy setting, there are a rat folk race called Skaven. And Skaven are fantastic for so many reasons. I think they fulfill the role that a lot of people expect goblins to fill. They're like tinkerers and they talk a little funny in a really delightful way. Love Skaven, and Salty Water pretty much only does Skaven art. And when I was thinking about the art style I wanted for historic, I was like, Salty Water, I want to go with the art style you used on these Skaven pieces that I think are fantastic. But I'd intended it all to be humans. And it was only when Salty Water started turning in sketches that I realized that Salty had turned all of my humans in this very human game into various rat furries. And I was like, I can't be mad. They look super cool. So yeah, no, I'll pass on the good vibes to Salty Water Richard. Salty Water is actually in China. So I'd have to imagine that's, I don't know, probably like what, 15, 16 hours ahead of this. It's probably like 8 a.m. for Salty Water. And based on the sleep schedule that I have sort of seen, based on when I get emails from Salty Water, I'm going to assume Salty Water is a late owl and does not get up early in the morning. Yeah, the only thing that made me hesitant was the fact that in Confluence, which is my really big role playing game, I already had rat folk in multiple flavors. I had multiple different like furry options in Confluence, which is the big role playing game that funded end of last year and that is still in like the works right now with the team. We won't even be going to production probably until end of year or start of next year. And we already have multiple ways for you to either be a rat folk. There's the Alfira, which are just a rat folk people, or there's the Bonde Dabin, which are vague furries, and you can be any kind of furry. So you could be like a rat furry Bonde Dabin, or you could be an Alfira, which is also like a little rat folk. And now, because Historic takes place in one of my worlds, the rat folks here, called the Ensu, could end up in Confluence as well. So you're going to have like a very exciting moment where if you meet a human in Azuria, the world of Confluence, you could be like, oh, which world are you from? Which world is your lineage of humanity from? There are like a couple, or maybe a few. But if you run into like a rat person, you'll be like, all right, there's so many options. Where did your culture come from? What kind of a rat person are you? Are you the really sad, grimdark ones with demons that want your souls? I hope so. That's, I think, the best kind. Skaven overthrew, conquered your project. When I said that Skaven have a really cute way of talking, that's the thing right there. Thank you, Richard, for showing it. Skaven have this thing where just some words in their sentences they will say twice. Um, and is it always verbs? I'm now realizing, or am I just suddenly thinking of so many verb options? But they'll say a word twice, and when they say it twice, they use synonyms. So it's not just we overthrew your project. We overthrew, conquered your project. We snuck, hid through the mines. We take, got your food. And I think it's great. I don't understand it. I really want to understand the grammar convention in it because it's a really delightful option. But if you ever want to see it, you could just follow Salty Water on Blue Sky because Salty Water just message, not tweets, God. I don't want to say skeet. I don't agree that tweets on Blue Sky are called skeets. I don't like it. I also saw the other version, which was bleat. No, no bleeding. But yeah, Salty Water talks like that on socials, and it's great. Everyone needs that goth cousin. You know, it's so true. I am the goth cousin in my family, which is so funny. I started building out like branding stuff for Publishing Goblin to go to conventions and stuff, and like my cloths and everything like that are like this soft green blue, kind of sea foamy blue look. And I had people look at it and go, "What? Why? Did you mean to do that? That doesn't seem like your colors." It's like, oh, I think it's pretty. All right, my friends. Well, at $13,500, we did break the $12,500 stretch goal, which means that each of the six classes is getting a path agnostic card. That will be some kind of like pretty good, cool, unique ability. Um, these are things I had not designed, so they are an undesigned extra that I'm adding onto the game. For people who are not super familiar yet with how Historic plays, when you select one of the six classes to play at the start of a game, you also pick which of the two paths you'd like to follow. And paths are just basically like specializations. So the Malefact Bone Cutter is all about like growing weapons and armor out of bones and blood and sinew and flesh and stuff. But you could follow one path where you focus on making just super wicked weapons that kill everything to death really, really intensely at the cost of a lot of your health. Or you can go down the other path where you become like this bulwark of bone armor, super like tough, durable person who gives up your health for armor. Both of them have the same core playstyle, like giving up your health to gain something. It's high risk, high reward for sure. But one of them makes you super offensive, one makes you super defensive. And generally, my design idea for most of them was one that is very active and one that's very supportive. So that's the main two paths. So when I say it, there'll be a new card for each of the classes that'll feature art, which is really cool. Those paths uh, are not being considered for this new card. This new card will be path agnostic. No matter which path you pick, you will get this one extra, like, super powered card that gives you a really cool ability that fits into the theme of either path. So that is the stretch goal we did make. The rest of the stretch goals were pretty high up there. I wasn't sure what to expect with this campaign. I thought, based on the previous ones, that it would probably do around 25,000, but it didn't. I think part of that is because it was during Pocketopia. A lot of people saw a lot of cool tabletop projects that they were interested in, and that makes people a little more wary of backing too many things. I also think that Zoetrope and What We Possess both ran on Kickstarter, which just has a bigger marketplace still. People will go to Kickstarter.com to look for things to back. People don't do that at BackerKit yet. So those are a couple of the reasons I think it probably did less than the other two box games did. But we still made our funding goal. We made our first stretch goal. And now I get to go to salty water and be like, all right, it's time to get to work. Art rat, you have to now illustrate so many things, actually. Let me tell you what all salty water has to do now. According to our contract, the game work is what this part of our contract is called. The game's work. This is going to be 45 more small illustrations. These are small illustrations that go on cards, tools, actions, and stuff. There will be 9 more boss creatures than the one that you've already seen. And actually, we will be doing 10 more, which is cool. Because the one that we did before the campaign launched was the back arcade exclusive one. So we actually want 10 to be in the main game. So I will also be looking to get finalized versions of, I think, one more template. The bosses, I went back and forth on a lot on how to do the bosses. I was like, do they get a card? And if they just have a card, the mechanics for the fights won't fit on there because I made the boss fights complicated. They have phases. So what I have settled on is that bosses go in the rule book. And the rule book actually has like a monster manual style section at the end. That's the different bosses. And then what determines whether or not you get a particular boss is in the delving deck, which are just the square cards, and it'll just be the art of the boss, like cropped to fit in a little square with the name of the boss. And then you have to go into the rule book to pull it up, which I think is really delightful because it makes Historic feel a little more like mini D&D, where the story leader will be referring to the rule book for actual rules references and like monster statistics, which is just something that my other games don't do because they're a lot more rules light. So yeah, we will be seeing 45 more illustrations across the game and 10 more boss creatures. So I'm really excited about that. And of course, we'll have 6 more small illustrations for the stretch goal that we unlocked, which added some more cool little guys. So that's awesome for us. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm glad to hear that there were a lot of solo options available on Pocketopia. I was thinking about doing a solo game for this, but I already had Historic kind of moving along and I wanted to do it. So thank you for being here. Thanks for making it possible. For now, you just get to kick back and wait for me to come to you with more updates on how the game is going, how close we're getting to manufacturing, and of course, I will share all the new art as it comes in. So thank you. Have a lovely day, and I will talk to you soon in updates. Boop-a-doop. I know the stream hasn't yet ended, but I'm just letting it end when it ends, which is at 2:30. It's 1 minute away. Boop. There we go.